Is there a hidden downside of living in Germany as an expat? We asked 540 foreigners across the country if they're happy here, and the results are surprisingly revealing.
In this video, we break down how expats really feel about life in Germany, looking at 3 things that shape everyday experience: the city they live in, the job they do, and the salary they earn.
And before we get into some genuinely surprising numbers, we'll show you the single biggest driver of expat happiness: the environment. Specifically, the city they call home.
An astonishing 87.8% of expats say they're happy in their city. And there are even 5 cities where the happiness score is above 90%. And guess what? Berlin did not make it into these top 5. Instead, the happiness in Berlin is on par with the overall score with 87.6%.
So which cities are expats happiest in? That would be Munich with 90.2%, Stuttgart with 92%, Cologne with 92.3%, Dusseldorf with 93%, and drumroll, Hamburg with a jaw-dropping 95.8%.
So if you're planning a move, do not automatically follow the crowd to Berlin. Other cities may offer a better overall experience. Where you live truly matters. So if your job does not restrict your location, choose carefully.
And speaking of jobs, how happy are expats with their job roles in Germany? A solid 78.1% report being happy in their jobs.
But let's break it down. If you're in the aerospace or energy industry, you're in luck, as about 90% of expats in those fields are happy with their jobs.
At the other end, academia and construction see lower happiness with 65%.
But being happy with your job does not equal being happy with your salary. And when we look at our next category, salary happiness, that becomes very clear.
Overall, only a small majority of 55.4% of our survey participants are happy with their salary.
Now, Germany isn't known for sky-high salaries. Instead, it's famous for stability and work-life balance. But still, let's be real, money matters. Not as a status symbol, but as a tool. It affects your housing options, your lifestyle choices, and how comfortably you can navigate daily life.
That's why it's no surprise there's a strong link between income level and salary satisfaction, as you can see in this graph. Among expats earning below 50k euros per year, only about 1/3 say they're satisfied with their salary. In the 50 to 75k range, satisfaction improves, but still less than half feel truly happy with what they earn.
Once income moves into the 75 to 100k range, the picture changes, as about 2/3 are happy. And for those earning 100,000 euros or more, satisfaction becomes the norm, reaching nearly 80%. To find out which job roles earn what kind of salaries, you can watch our video in the description.
So in other words, the higher the income, the more likely expats are to feel financially comfortable in Germany. That's not exactly shocking, but it's definitely revealing when you compare expectations to reality. But does that mean money buys happiness for expats in Germany and not enough money causes unhappiness?
Well, not really. When we look at the 3 areas of happiness our survey measured, salary, job, and city, it's clear that with even lower salary satisfaction, expats can still be highly satisfied with their jobs and lives overall.
Take our survey participants working in aerospace. 60% are happy with their salary, but 90% love their job and the city they live in.
In energy, it's 50% salary happiness, but 90% job satisfaction and a whopping 96% city happiness.
And in automotive, just 38% are happy with their salary. That's actually the lowest of all industries. But still, 71% love their job and 96% love their city.
So if you're planning your move, don't get stuck on the salary number alone. Ask yourself, what will make you happiest in the long run? Your paycheck, your job, your surroundings, a combination of 2 or 3?
And as interesting as it is to break down these individual factors, there's one much bigger overarching driver of expat happiness. It's so important that we've made it a cornerstone of our 6-week live mentorship for people planning their move to Germany.
It is something that no one can escape. The factor of time and how it shapes your integration and long-term happiness. Our survey data matches the classic culture shock curve almost perfectly. And here's how it goes.
Speaking for experience. First, there's the honeymoon phase. Everything's new and exciting. Happiness is sky high.
Then comes the dip. Reality sets in, things aren't as rosy, and you might feel like you don't really fit in.
Been there, done that. But if you stick with it, adapt, and give yourself time, happiness climbs back up. Now, the timeline is different for everyone, but the pattern is universal. And the timeline you see here, drawn from our survey participants, pretty much matches my own journey after 14 years of living in Germany. I mean, that's crazy.
So the real question is, do you have the stamina and the long-term vision to build the happy life in Germany you imagine?
If you do, you're already ahead of the curve. Now it's time to take action and to start mapping out a real, concrete moving plan. And that's exactly what we walk you through in this next video, right here on the left. Click it to get started.